Well, we called it the Mule this year. We used to host many years ago back when I played, and way years beyond, probably when our athletic director Jerry Hughes was playing golf here. We had what we called the Heart of America, and we had that for a long time, and it was a great event, and it was kind of a regional event over the years. And then when we did the remodel of the golf course, we just thought let's kind of change it up, let's call it something different, and we just thought what better than the Mule. And it was a Mule. It was stubborn this week. I thought the golf course really held up well. We were surprised how the guys played, and one over par wins it individually, which I think is pretty good. But great field. Obviously, because it was a designated MIAA event, we had all the conference schools here, and then had a good mix of both the north and the south part of our region. So I think, being in this part of the country, it allows, the southern teams not to have to drive so far, and the northern teams were kind of right in the middle. So it was an even mix of both. So I think it was a really good field, great tournament. But we're proud of how it turned out. Well, I mean, it's been 28 great years. This is my alma mater, and had the opportunity right out of college to become the assistant golf professional under Brian Maloney, who was the head pros now at Highland Springs down in Springfield. He hired me as an assistant pro, and he later left about a year and a half after that, and Jerry, offered me the head pro job, and been here ever since. Loved every minute of it. Wouldn't have it any other way. I'm a Mule, through and through, and have loved every minute of being here. But man, 28 years, it's gone by fast. Had a lot of great players. Couple of them back here this week to help us with the tournament, and so we're having our fundraiser this coming Friday with a lot of my former players coming back, and that's what I enjoy so much about it is. Touching base with a lot of my former players, and the family that we've created here over the last 28 years, and just love seeing those guys come back and support our team and give encouragement to our new players, and kind of teach them what Mule golf is all about. So the fundraiser is a lot of fun. We enjoy doing it, and looking forward to it. But I'm blessed. I really am, to be able to stay at your alma mater for as long as I have, and to see the changes that we've made here from back when I came here. This golf course, I've always said we're blessed to have our own golf course. Even when the golf course wasn't in that good a shape. I mean, it was great to have our own. To be able to come 3 blocks south of campus and have your golf course right there, and have it accessible anytime you wanted to use it. And then to have what we have now, I mean, is unbelievable. So I've seen a lot of great changes out here, and but no, I've loved every minute of it. I can't thank the university enough for giving me the opportunity to do what I do. A lot of hard work from my players. I think been fortunate to get a lot of good ones. And I think what I take so much pride in is, we've had some players from other states, but a lot of Midwestern kids. I mean, that's what I really have taken pride in is we've done it with kids that are not too far away from here. So we've had a lot of great ones from other states, but I mean, it's been kind of a Midwestern deal. So, but just kids that want to do it together. I think that's what we've stressed over the years is, the wins will come individually, but if we do this as a team, it's so much more fun. I mean, it's fun to be able to go to postseason as a group. And I told my '94 team, which was my first team, that was all 3 Warrensburg guys, a Jefferson City guy, and an Oak Grove guy. I mean, guys within an hour drive from Warrensburg. We go to the national championship and finish 10th. But I told that group that whole year, I said, if you get us there, if you get us the nationals, and you get a taste of it, it'll snowball. I mean, because you'll want to go back next year. and you'll let all these young guys know what it takes to get there, and that's kind of what it's done. It's just a lot of hard work and a lot of senior leadership and upperclassmen leadership that's taught these younger guys, what it takes to be a Mule, but then what it takes to get to the postseason. So I attribute it to all my players that have just wanted to do this and wanted to make Central Missouri a school to reckon with in golf. Yeah, yeah. Well, Sam, he his brother Joe played for me, and Sam just really got hot at the right time. I mean, he had a great career, don't get me wrong, but he played really well down there. I could see it from the practice round when we went down there. It was kind of neat to watch the whole thing fold out the way it did. I mean, he was just and he was a calm demeanored kid anyway. Didn't show a whole lot of emotion one way or the other. He never got mad. His highs and lows weren't dramatic. He just kind of was an even-keeled kid, and man, I could just tell something was a little different about him that week. And man, he played tremendous, and that was a lot of fun. We fell one short getting a team championship one year. We finished second up in Indianapolis, and that's what we really strive. That's next. I mean, that's what we really want. We'd like to get a team title, but man, it was sure fun to watch Sam. And Justin Yoder back in 2010 was runner-up, almost won it. So we've had some individual success at the national championship, and we've done pretty well in the MIAA too. Had several, I think six players of the year, and eight players of the year, and several in a row there for a while. So. So yeah, I mean that's the caliber of player we've gotten here, and those are the guys that have really helped build this program and turn it into what it is today, and the ones that have taught all these guys what it takes to win. Well, I was honored to get National Coach of the Year in 2010, and the way they select the Palmer Cup coach was back in that time was the Division I Coach of the Year, Division II, Division III, and then the junior college coaches were all in the selection pool, and I was honored to get selected that year, and probably one of the most memorable experiences I've ever been through, to represent my country and to coach 8 of the best players in the country. I mean, we had #1 amateur in the world at that time, Patrick Cantlay, who's doing very well on the tour right now. Patrick turned pro the next year, and another one of my players that was on that team, Chris Williams from Washington University, became the #1 player in the world. Russell Henley, who's won 3 tour events, and actually won a web.com before he even turned pro when he was still at Georgia. So players like that, Andrew Yoon, who's on the web.com, who just got his tour card this last week. Blaine Barber from Auburn, who's on the tour. I mean,
pretty good team.
So, yeah, I mean, great players that have really treated me well even today. I talk to a lot of those guys. Don't get to talk to them on the phone much, but they always text me, and we communicate, and they've just been great. So it's been a tremendous experience. I mean, it was 6 years ago, but it seems like yesterday. But just a tremendous experience. But mainly to be able to represent your country in anything, I think is just truly an honor, and to do it in a sport that I love. I mean, it was just incredible. Got to spend a week with Arnold Palmer. Got to sit down and eat with him 2 or 3 times during that week, and get to visit and pick his brain a little bit. And it was just unbelievable. No question about it. I think I played here at Central for 4 years, and to be able to experience the national championship in my senior year, I would have loved to have been able to go with my team. Like I said earlier, it's a lot different when you can go with 4 other guys and your coach. But I was able to go with Norm Short, who was my coach, and we had a great week that week. But to experience that, I mean, you just got to be there one time and experience it to know just how the magnitude of it, and that what it'll do to your playing ability after that. I mean, when you've gone to the highest level and played at the highest level, everything else seems a little smaller and not near as tough. And I think that's what's helped our teams too. I mean, when you get to the national championship, that's the ultimate. So the tournaments that we play in, during the year don't seem near as big. The pressure's not there, so you play a little more relaxed. And in this game, if you play relaxed, usually you're going to play pretty good. But I definitely fed off that early on in my career, and then once we got some teams there, I mean, you feed off the experience, and so yeah, I would say definitely that helped me early on for sure. Well, it all started back several years ago with a new driving range. We tore down our old clubhouse and built a full-length driving range, which we needed. Back when I played, it was the old shag your own balls, about 150-yard range out there, and you'd hit a shag bag full and then go up and pick them up and do a little chipping and putting around the green, and pick them up, come back and do it all over again. And then so having a full-length range like we have now was a big asset to our program. I mean, when kids came in to see what we had for practice facilities, that was the start of it. And then to later build this clubhouse with the help of Audrey Walton to be able to build this fine clubhouse, which we enjoyed today in our tournament. We had a playoff here and a bunch of people sitting here on the patio watching a playoff. I mean, it's just incredible what we have there in a clubhouse. And then finally, this golf course. The thing I looked probably more forward to than anything this week when we hosted the tournament was the coaches that saw our golf course before and saw it now, and the response of how incredible they thought it was in the change. I mean, it's a 180-degree turnaround going the opposite way. I mean, it just so proud of it. And like I said earlier, we've always been blessed to have our own golf course. There's not a lot of Division II schools that have their own golf course. So, I always said it was great to have what we have, and I always told my players that, yeah, maybe the conditions weren't that great, but man, it's full access whenever you want it. And then now to have something like this island green that you see back here, and pure zoysia fairways and tees and great greens. I mean, it's just I never thought I'd see it. I mean, 30 years ago when I was an assistant pro here, I mean, I never thought I'd see something like this. But I got to give Jerry Hughes the props for getting this all done, and the Board of Governors that we've had here at the university to allow us to be able to do something like this. I mean, it's just been incredible, and I think the kids really enjoyed the tournament today. I mean, I think they thought it was a great test, and I think the scores showed that. But just honored to be a part of all this, and for as long as I've been here, 30 years, it's just been incredible.